Hey everyone, Mary-Anne Gillespie, CEO over at Apple Coaching Consulting. Here is this week's coaching tip. So I'm hearing a lot of people doing open houses all over again, which I love. Okay, I'm a big fan of open houses. Here's the biggest thing that I hear all the time is agents come to me and they say, everybody's working with a realtor. Yes, they are, because guess what? They know, the public knows to come in and say that, and then you guys back off. So I always like to look at the opportunity behind everything. When you know that 90% of people who come through an open house, they're going to be putting in that they're working with a realtor, then you know that 90% of realtors are not going to follow up with it. There's your window of opportunity. So when people come through your open house and they say, yeah, I'm working with a realtor, first of all, my first suggestion, remove it from the actual sign in. You should be building rapport with people, and then they're going to answer the question more honestly and more transparent the more you have a relationship with them. But if you're coming into my open house and I ask you right out of the gate on a sheet, are you working with a realtor? They know, it's common sense. If I say yes, this person's not going to bother me. So I don't think you're getting a real depiction of the truth of whether they're working with a realtor or not. The other thing you have to remember is that there's a marginal difference between actually working with a realtor to see houses, which is presumed working with a realtor, or are they under contract? So if you're going into an open house and you don't know, and if they say, yeah, I'm working with a realtor, what I always do is I always say, well, listen, could you do me a favor? I'm just curious. There's a difference between working with a realtor to see houses and a realtor that you're actually under a legal binding contract. Because we have a lot of exclusive listings and off-market opportunities. And when we're in an area like this, we often have neighbors pop by the open houses or from our marketing, and we may find other houses in the area. So if you're under contract with an agent, I can't even send you the listings or reach out to you about them. But if you're just showing houses and seeing houses and you're not under contract legally with the realtor, I can still send you those. So are you actually working with a realtor under contract or not? Because I'd love to share some of the listings that we've got coming up with you. So that's my point is that we're in sales and we forget this all the time. You have to be thinking as a sales representative. There's nothing dirty or wrong with being a sales representative. You just have to kind of think a little bit outside of the box here and say, am I looking to get scared the first chance they say that they're working with another realtor? It's like going in, and here's a great example that I use in coaching all the time. It's as if I walked into a car dealership. Excuse me. If I work in a car dealership and I have a lease on my vehicle, and the sales rep says, oh, you're looking at this beautiful car. I said, yeah, it's fantastic. It's wonderful. And then he says, oh, okay, well, I'm just curious. You know what? Are you currently in a lease with another vehicle? Well, I could be in a lease with another vehicle. So my answer would be yes. I'm in a lease with another vehicle. If that sales rep 180 and said, okay, well, enjoy yourself, have a good time, talk to you later, and never followed up with me again, that would be the weirdest thing ever. My lease has an expiration date. So same thing with a buyer agency or working with a realtor. When are you not going to be working with that realtor? Because if they're under a buyer agency, there's an expiry date. So you can easily just ask them and say, well, you won't be working with a realtor forever. There's always an expiry date. Do you happen to know when it is? Because I'd love to sit down with you and give you a second opinion on what you're looking for and see if I can help find some properties for you. It's sales. It would be odd to go into a car dealership and say you have a lease and have the sales rep go, all right, sayonara, see you later. They're the highest level of sales. Or if you go to a furniture store, and they said, well, do you already have a couch? Yeah. Oh, I'll see you later. I'm out. I'm done. So the point is that, and I know I laugh a lot about these things, but it's true. If you're doing an open house and somebody comes in and they say you're working with a realtor, think a little deeper than that. It's not normal to just be like, you know what? See you later. Thank you. Bye. We do have to ask a few more questions and get clarity on it. And even if they are working with a realtor, there is an expiration date, and you cannot legally interfere, but you can if there is an expiry date. What if that expiry date is in 2 weeks? They didn't lie on the page, but what if it's in 2 weeks? Don't you want to set up an interview to be considered? I would, because sales is competitive. So you always have to do that. Okay. So hopefully you love this tip. I think a lot of you will. I'm sure I'll get a lot of good messages back about it, but give it a shot. So if you own a team and people are coming back saying everybody's working with a realtor, ask them the questions. Are they actually under contract? And if so, when's the expiry date? Okay. And if they don't have the answers on your team, then the chances are is that they're just backing off. And that's what a lot of realtors are doing at these open houses. So the opportunity to be different and succeed and find a lot more clients at open houses is quite significant if you really just go a few steps deeper. Enjoy. Enjoy the coaching tip of the week, and we'll see you next week.